Hi, I'm Michael Howey, and this is my presentation for the Reference Observation Assignment for LIS 6120, Access to Information. I chose to do my observation in a public library. 2 of my 4 visits had a steady flow of people and introduced me to a few of the regular patrons. 1 visit was extremely slow. During all of these visits, I mostly observed and would shadow when showing patrons where resources they were interested in were located at. My last visit was on a Saturday. I arrived shortly after the library had opened and was shadowing Susan, who was the head of the reference department. She told me that it was very busy and did I mind if she put me to work. I told her I didn't mind at all. She asked me to use some databases to try to find out some stories for a patron with a focus on nonfiction about the Sputnik missions. I went to work on that, and if there were a couple of people at the counter, I would try to help them with their questions. This was the most informative visit due to the amount of traffic at the reference desk and the different types of questions that were asked. A younger Asian couple came up to the desk when Susan was helping out another patron. I asked them if I could help them. The woman asked me if we had any English as a second language books. A couple of librarians had mentioned to me that ESL was extremely popular, as was all language learning resources, and that they had recently put the collection in a more visible location. I showed the couple where the section was. My experience with ESL is limited, but I do know a little about the different types because of my studying of Spanish. At this point, the young lady seemed happy and a little nervous, which I took as her not being confident in her English. The man did not speak at all. I decided to tell him that I would be at the reference desk if they needed any more help, instead of attempting to browse through some of the resources with him. She thanked me, and this ended our interaction with ESL. Shortly afterwards, while showing patrons where books were, I passed the couple and she thanked me again. This acknowledgement left me with the impression that I had provided help and a service to them. Around 45 minutes later, the young lady came back up to the desk. Claire, the new librarian who took over for Susan, was busy with a patron on the phone. I greeted her and asked her what I could help her with. She was looking for books on opening a small business. The library has 2 sections on this. One section is strictly about getting finance for, and the other is how to open a small business. I showed her this section first and explained that there was another section on getting loans for small businesses. She indicated that the section we were at was what she was looking for. During this interaction, she seemed a touch less nervous and spoke less hesitantly. Once again, I felt that I was providing a helpful service for this couple. The reason that I have chosen this experience is that I feel that I have really provided a service to the community. Libraries are linked to the communities that they serve. This assignment really brought this home to me. One of the many things that I learned while doing this assignment was just how much libraries try to cater to the neighborhoods and cities that they serve. The public library that I did my reference observation in has many programs designed for children and adults alike. While the adult programs, excluding music ones, are not as well attended as the children's, they are becoming more and more popular. This leads me to another point about my attempts to provide help to the young couple. While showing the woman where the Starting a Small Business books were, she asked me about a library-sponsored program that she had saw on a flyer. The program was about learning English. The flyer was from August, and I could not provide an answer to whether the program was still ongoing. I did refer her to Claire for further assistance. This interaction shows how important libraries are and how linked into their communities they can be. Also, spending time behind the reference desk for this assignment showed me how important a component the reference desk is to the library, and by extension to the neighborhoods and communities that those libraries serve. One of the functions of a reference librarian, said Thomas Glavin, is to provide assistance and instruction, formal or informal, in the use of the library. The reference observation assignment helped to show me the many ways that a reference librarian can achieve this. This was a very informative and enjoyable assignment and will help to prepare me for the future. I am Michael Howey, and thanks for taking the time to watch this presentation on the reference observation assignment.